I'd now like to ask Alan to come back onto the stage and also ask Erica Hughes and Shane Hills to join us for the panel session. Now, firstly, Erica, with Erica's extensive background of sales, business development, marketing and management within corporate marketing and specialised business units, she was well versed to take on her role as marketing director in 2001 at Integra Systems. Integra manufacture and supply metal products and components capitalising on state-of-the-art engineering and technological expertise within their manufacturing plant in Broadmeadows. Through Erica's vision and leadership, Integra is recognised within the market for its positive contribution to Australian manufacturing and for its leadership in innovation and product development for its clients. Welcome, Erica. Shane Hills, our final panel member for the Inspire session is Shane Hills, who's the MD of Cocoa Black. Cocoa Black's journey began in 2001 when Shane set off to discover the essence of chocolate. Now, if you're like anything like me, you've probably been doing that for years as well, but didn't know you could make a living out of it. Cocoa Black commenced business in December 2003 in Melbourne's historic Royal Arcade. And since this time has earned a reputation for bringing to life the magic of quality chocolate. It just makes my spine tingle, even just talking about it. Today, Cocoa Black employs over 250 people. Following a Victorian government grant, Cocoa Black will be developing a new manufacturing and visitors centre, Alchemy Hall, in 2016, and I will certainly be a visitor to that. Shane, welcome. Now, Erica, you, like I, am a marathon runner. I've only run one. I think you've run quite a few more than I have. I think there's a lot of parallels between running a race and running a manufacturing business. What are your thoughts? Do you think there are?
Absolutely. One of the really important things, I guess, with regards to the industry that we're in, it's a long-standing industry. There have been lots of peaks and troughs in the industry. We're going through a period of change now. It's really dynamic, and I think it's very much the same with a marathon, is that you don't actually set out, we're not setting out for a sprint, we're setting out to pace ourselves. I think some of us are expecting some quick hits. That's not always going to happen, and we need to be able to train and have a coach. We need to have people behind us to support us when we're feeling flat. We can't get ourselves up in the morning and get going and get out there and face the challenges again. So I think it's really important to have a really good coach to help you through adversity. Being positive, so if you have an injury or you have a setback, and we're all going to have setbacks and injuries, I think converting that into a period of rest, consolidation, regrouping, working out where your priorities lie, perhaps resetting your goals. Sometimes we have to reset our goals. I think at the end of the day, it's really important that we look at this as a long-term journey and that everyone invests in themselves, digs deep, uses their own motivation and draws on the people around them to really help them achieve their goals and success. And I think success for everybody is different. Some want to be the biggest, some want to be the best, some want to be the richest, some want to be the fastest. And marathon running is the same, I guess.
I just wanted to finish. Really?
Yeah. Well, just completing a marathon is a successful outcome for somebody. So we've all got different visions and we've all got different definitions of success. So I think it's a good parallel.
Thanks, Erica. Now, Shane, inspiration is key to Cocoa Black's success, and the feeling that people have when they come into a Cocoa Black store, the feeling, all the design, the wrapper, everything about it is about creating a feeling. Is that the case? How important do you think inspiration is in business?
Yeah, well, I think we all see that chocolate is everywhere. It's even the pharmacy sold out to chocolate these days. It's at the front counter in the pharmacy. But for us, it's working out that niche within chocolate that we want to focus on, and largely for us, that's creating an experience around the product, and that's what we focus on.
And does that experience extend to the experience of going in store, the experience of buying?
Yeah, it does. So in our business, we put the creative and design element of what we do really at the heart of the business. And when you're having people, we don't just make the product, but we're welcoming the customer, we fare well with the customer. So there's a lot of details that we need to choreograph to create that experience for the customer.
Thank you, sir. Now, we would like to open the session up now.
I've been running or been involved in the premier region businesses in this region for the last 25 years. And I'd like to ask the Minister a question. You made the comment, David, that we don't hear about the successes of manufacturing. It's something that really resonates with me. And I think the people in this room hear about the stories of manufacturing, and the Minister hears about the stories. How, and would the government be open to hearing, or a way to tell the manufacturing stories to a much bigger audience, well beyond the manufacturers? I'm really keen to change the perception of manufacturing, but I think we're going to need the government's help.
First question, is there any media here? Always pays to check. Look, it is a challenge. It's a constant challenge. Getting the message out, talking about those positive stories. We had the manufacturing awards, as we do every year, to highlight and showcase our manufacturers and the successes. And we took out full-page ads in all the media to showcase those, but you're a bit limited how often you can do that. It's a challenge for us to get that news out there. The Herald Sun picked up. Herald Sun were interested in doing some positive stories. They ran a few for us, so we try at every opportunity. But I'll tell a quick story just to show you what we're up against. In June, just before our winter break in the sitting calendar, the ABS stats come out. Often on a Thursday of a sitting week, the Treasurer, Michael O'Brien, and I pay particular attention to the ABS stats because they come out about 11 o'clock and it could either mean a good question time for us or a challenging question time for us. For the May quarter, figures, and don't quote me on the figures because I won't remember them precisely, but for that, for the May quarter, I think jobs were still up about 19,500 for the month of May. Since coming to office, we'd in 2010, the number of jobs up was around 77,000, 77,500. The manufacturing quarter was 9,400, 9,200 jobs up for the quarter. So they're a good set of statistics. The next day I looked in every major daily newspaper, the Age, the Herald Sun, the Australian, the Financial Review, not one line anywhere of those statistics, particularly in the manufacturing quarter. Now if Boeing had laid off 100 people, or Ford had wound back production, or Jayco had retrenched some people or something, that would have been front page of the Herald Sun. But that's the challenge we're up against. The media concentrates on the doom and gloom, and how do we get the positive story out? Can I tell you, for every manufacturer I've visited that's facing challenging, and the automotive industry comes to mind, there are dozens and dozens of companies doing it great, going gangbusters. Some of the inspirational stories you hear today, and James, if I can quickly share one, because it's one of my favourite, a caravan manufacturer, New Age Caravans out in Melbourne's north, Joe and Gabby. Gabby's about 36, Joe would be about the same age. He come back from Sydney, designed a caravan on the back of an envelope, worked in the industry, and the naysayer said it won't work, wrong materials, you won't sell them. They tried to get a few on consignment, etc., etc. The challenge goes on. In 2009, they made 112 caravans for the year. 112 caravans in 2009. Today, they're making about 215 a month. That company will turn over $65 million this year. A young couple having a crack, having a go. There are plenty of those stories out there. I'm happy to hear your ideas, because we can't take out full-page ads in the daily newspapers every day promoting our manufacturers, but there's got to be a way where we can tell the positive stories about the manufacturing sector, because there are companies doing some remarkable things.
Thank you, Minister. I think one of the ways that we can do this too is to be exactly what we're doing today, is talking about manufacturing with each other, cross-promoting, cross-pollinating. Where's the next question?
G'day, I'm Chris Scott from Management Robotics. I've got a suggestion to solve that possible issue. There's a large student film industry in Melbourne. and with a small grant, I'm sure they'd be happy to do films for local TV on the manufacturing successes in their state.
Thank you.
Mel Clark here. I'm actually with ICN, but I do have a general question for all the participants there. How important is developing, owning, protecting all the intellectual property associated with your firms? Because in the work that I've been doing, a lot of firms don't have any intellectual property, don't even mention their trade names. So I'd like to get some response back on that.
We only have one patent in our company for a product which I think is so complicated and difficult to replicate. No one would ever follow us down that path, so it has been quite a waste of money to do that. I've actually come to I think the position of collaboration is a lot more powerful than trying to, being so concerned about trying to keep everything close to your chest. Now, if you're going to be working with suppliers internationally and you know, have serious partnerships, you've really got to be pretty open with them. Yes, you risk having your product copied. You know, it's a risk we're prepared to take, but as I say, most of our intellectual property is embedded in the know-how and the knowledge and the tools and the recipes, if you like, of how we actually go about doing it. And because we operate in an industry where we're competing with much larger multinationals, one of our competitive advantages is just being able to build to order in small volume. They can't follow us down that path, nor do they want to. It's just too small.
Thank you. Do we have another question? Yes, sir.
Victoria Chapman from Blue Scope. I was wondering, how do you maintain that energy and enthusiasm and vibrancy when things are tough?
Well, it's the marathon example. This isn't a one day. And as business leaders, if you're walking around your factory with a dour face, with no energy, and being negative, that is going to be so infectious. That is going to be so infectious, you are going to kill the mood in your site. And every time you go out to a networking opportunity, you're negative, nobody wants to come back and talk to you. You've got to have a positivity about you and just absolutely believe what happens to you today is not the world. It's just something that's happened today. You have to be able to box that up, put it to the side, and keep dealing with your everyday issues and helping people, empowering people to do more, and bringing new people, bringing young people into the organization. If you're not bringing in students, if you don't have people coming in and doing work experience and doing internships and doing those things, all of that also brings energy into the business. So you've just got to be out there, and it seems I don't know, you just got to stay positive, especially as a business leader, because it will affect your whole organization one way or the other. That's my view.
I think you can't underestimate the power of surrounding yourself with really positive people. Coach, like I talked about coach before, having people who can help develop your ideas, and when the chips are down and you have perhaps your back's against the wall, you can't see any way out, knowing that there's people out there that you can draw on who are non-judgmental, who can help inspire you to sort of find a way through. Not everyone can do that on their own. Some people can, but a lot of people can't. So it's really having a good collection of positive, influential people around you. Going out and seeing other organisations and how other businesses operate. I went out and saw Jeff's organisation the other day. Alan, we went and visited Alan's operation, Bruce from Lovett. So we're going, you need to be able to go out and feel like you can approach another company and think, well, I admire the way they operate, I like what they do. They're in a non-competitive situation, so I'd like to learn some more of them and not feel as though there's a pride element in that. You want to go out and you want to learn and you want to be inspired by other people and other successful business leaders. And funnily enough, everyone wants to share with you. That collaboration is often talked about, but a lot of people don't do it. But they want to do it, and I think we need to break down that walls, and that's where a lot of inspiration comes from, is collaboration, learning from each other.
Yes, Shay.
Quickly, I think it's already been touched on this morning, just about younger people and what they're after, and I think more and more they don't just want a job, they really want to be a part of something that's exciting and going somewhere, and they can see a future, etc. So I think having a vision, a longer term vision as far as staying motivated, whether that's the owner or the staff member, but to know where you're going and make that very clear right through the company, so that even for people coming into the company, that they can be excited about what's to come, and that there's an exciting future there that they can be a part of.
Thanks, Jim.
And the celebrating the successes along the way too. I think little successes, and particularly where an adversity has been overcome, recognising that she's down there, that was really hard, but look what we did, and celebrating that and enjoying that moment, even if it's just a small moment in time, and sharing that with everyone.